You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about the possibility of college football getting its version of Redzone. Now, we've already talked about, and in fact, I'll show the clip, Scott Hansen talking about college football Redzone. We know that ESPN is already looking very, very hard at creating a college football version of Redzone. I would love it. If somebody that's got to sort of cover both, I got to cover the NFL, got to cover college football, I covered some basketball. Redzone is like a godsend, and it's entertaining. I've said it's meth for football fans. I mean, I love Redzone. I really do. And so ESPN, after, of course, they acquired NFL Media, which comes with Redzone, they've got eyes on moving the Redzone product into other directions as well. Now, I don't know if I give a rip about any other sport going to Redzone, and I have no idea how you do it in the NBA, etc. I know MLB sort of got a version of this. Is it called Strike Zone or something like that? Anyway, the problem here with college football is getting other networks to play ball, so to speak. And it looks like Fox Sports is doing we're not doing this. And, of course, that's a massive deal, especially for somebody like me. I'm a Michigan fan. They've got Big Noon Kickoff, right? The Big Noon college football game, which is, generally speaking, Michigan or Ohio State. All right? So, yeah, they're two damn big games, usually, no matter what. Penn State's in there. I mean, obviously. So now you've got to look at the idea of, okay, well, even if you got college football Redzone, you're going to have a second TV to watch that other game? Yeah. See, the NFL is so large and so powerful, they can sort of bend NBC and CBS and others to their will. It's not. College football is the second biggest sport in the country. But their power is just not on the NFL level. Okay. So ESPN's ambition to launch a college football Redzone could be missing a major piece of the puzzle. Fox Sports is unlikely to license its Big 10 or Big 12 games to ESPN for the potential package, as it would cannibalize its own offerings. Multiple industry sources told Front Office Sports Fox would require significant ownership in the venture to have any willingness to participate, a source said. A spokespeople for Fox and ESPN declined to comment. Fox airs a weekly Big Noon game on Saturdays with its best Big 10 or Big 12 game of the week, and also jointly owns Big 10 Network with the conference. ESPN would, I don't know why this is jumping around. ESPN would also need CBS and NBC on board if it wanted full Big 10 rights. Fox, CBS, NBC collectively pay the Big 10 about $1 billion per year for the game rights. In addition to the SEC and its split Big 12 rights, ESPN has most of the rights to the ACC football. It's the latest development in a years-long battle between Fox and ESPN over supremacy of big-time college football. In 2019, they launched the Big Noon Kickoff to compete with College Game Day. Game Day later added the firepower of Nick Saban and Pat McAfee. Big Noon is adding Dave Portnoy and Barstool Sports. Look, I like Barstool and I like Portnoy. I would rather watch Nick Saban and Pat McAfee. And, that's saying a lot, because I don't want to watch ESPN any more than I have to. But College Game Day is probably their best studio show and has been for years. I understand it's outside, but you get my point. They now both have controlling broadcast stakes in two super conferences of the SEC and Big Ten. In recent years, the SEC, for which ESPN now has exclusive rights, added Texas and Oklahoma from the Big 12, where ESPN and Fox share rights. Then the Big 10 nabbed USC and UCLA, and later Oregon and Washington from the Pac-12, where ESPN and Fox previously shared rights before the conference collapsed. Fox bankrolled the additions of Oregon and Washington, Front Office Sports reported at the time. The Big 10, which works closely with Fox, had also exited its long-standing partnership with ESPN in favor of new deals with CBS and NBC in 2023. The Redzone question is still a ways off. ESPN is slated to acquire the trademark from the NFL as part of a pact to control NFL Network, but the deal is not expected to close for at least a year. So it sounds to me like if it's not going to close for at least a year, we may not get this next year either. All right, we may be looking at 2027 before this would even happen. So how about Scott Hansen talking about would he do this?
I recognize my station in the world, or my place in the American sports fans' life, and I'm very thankful for that I spend 7 hours every Sunday in people's living rooms across the nation, across the world for that matter. I take it very, very seriously, but yeah, it's been kind of a wild ride. And as for college football, Redzone, which is the big one that people are talking about, if Bob Iger, Jimmy Pitaro, Burke Magnuson want to hit me up, hey, I love college. I love college every bit as much as I love pros.
Well, there's way more games too.
There's a lot of different dynamics. If you were to do a college football red zone, okay, first of all, ESPN doesn't have the rights to every conference.
Right.
And second of all, the kickoffs are not all synchronized. Yeah, you get a good batch kicking off at noon Eastern, but they're not all synchronized. They come at different times. The games go throughout the day. And then here's the other thing. If your favorite team is the New York Giants, fine, you know the New York Giants. You can probably still name the other 31 starting quarterbacks in the NFL. If your favorite team is the Alabama Crimson Tide, you probably know the Alabama Crimson Tide, but you can't name me 30 other quarterbacks in college football. You might be able to name the rest of the SEC maybe, or maybe some of the big opponents, but so college is not quite as accessible to the frontal lobe of the American sports fan as it is in the NFL. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so he would do it. Now, it's no doubt a logistical issue. There's some logistics there that's a problem. Now, I will say this too. Maybe they look at doing just the noon and then the 2:30, 3 o'clock games, and then the prime time real estate stays like it's always been. And then you just pick whichever primetime game you want to choose to consume. I don't know if they would partner with Fox Sports, and I don't know that Fox Sports would do it. Would an ACC, SEC, Red Zone have some appeal? Absolutely. I mean, they could do that too. But you're still, again, requiring yet another TV in the room. I'm running into that problem right now. Tonight, preseason football, and I got an Indiana Fever game I got to cover. So I've got a TV right here, and I've got no other TV in here right now. So I'm probably going to be trying to watch that in a laptop and juggling a chat and all kinds of things. And I may actually buy another TV here in about 2 hours. I'm considering that. So, wow. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do here. Look, money solves all issues. Just keep that in mind. So if ESPN's willing to line Fox Sports' pockets along with NBC and CBS, they'll get it done. Or if they figure out a way to turn this into some mega venture, they'll get it done. But it sounds like it's a ways off. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.